Andrew, I look forward to seeing how you respond to this with your own song lyric in your video next Thursday. I'll see you then. And remember, you started this.
What? Are you kidding? Crap. Hello world, hello John. Yeah, I'm sick. I'm sorry. We haven't talked about movies in a really long time. Our time with the visual narrative imperative was a blast, and I'm actually really sad that we had to hang that up. Maybe we can eventually convince Brandon to come back. One thing I do remember about the whole experience was that everyone was so infatuated with this movie that, at the time, I hadn't seen yet. And no, it wasn't Snowpiercer. It was John Wick. John Wick is the definition of a well-made action film. It's not just a brainless, boring movie full of explosions and overproduced fights. It is a film in which defines all of what action movies should be. Now, there are plenty of people out there that criticize this movie because the protagonist's only motivation is because they killed his dog. That's about as narrow-sighted as saying that your computer only turns on because you hit the power button. While that's true, there's obviously a lot more to it than that. What people often ignore is that the dog was a gift from his late wife, who we can assume died from cancer. A dog she gifted to him so that he wouldn't have to grieve alone. A little piece of her to carry with him through the toughest time of dealing with her loss. Ah, what the? It seems impossibly dark in here. Hello, darkness, my old friend. There, I did it. I don't know why you're making me do all the musical stuff. You're the one that can play a guitar. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, right. They took that from him after beating him severely and stealing his car. So his motivation was a little bit more complex than they stole his dog. Now, looking at the story as a whole, it's very simple. It's very straightforward. The beauty in this film is not just their ability to tell the story, but how they tell that story. There's subtlety and nuance to this film, and there's a genuine emotional connection the filmmakers had with it, and you can feel that as the movie progresses. I know it may seem weird to be this infatuated about a movie, but in the world of big blockbusters and explosions and mindless hits, it's nice to finally see something that's just genuine. One of the best examples of how much thought went into this film is the nightclub scene. A scene that to a lot of people may just look like a giant bloodbath spree, but if you pay attention, you're gonna see a lot of things in there that you're just not gonna see in other movies. Take the shots themselves. Wide, exposing the scene, showing more, which of course means they have to pay more attention to detail and set design. No unnecessary cuts, close-ups, or anything that pulls attention away from the greater picture, unlike these vlogs. Thanks to The Bourne Identity, we've been subjected to mountains of shaky cam and overly cut scenes of conflict, and it's really jarring and hard to follow. It removes the belief that what's going on is actually going on. Don't get me wrong, The Bourne Identity was a fun film, and I think they did use that technique well, but you know what happens when a kid gets a new toy. They're going to use it until the paint wears off, the screws are loose, pieces are missing, and it's just a shell of what it originally was. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little tired of being beat over the head by the same cinematic tactics over and over and over again. Michael Bay. What's more, that caring touch, that attention to detail, the subtlety, the nuance, and even a little jab at the film industry can be found in the sequel as well. What we have on our hands is something that's going to likely end up in the cult classics bucket. Something we'll rewatch with the same enthusiasm each time. Something that'll forever be underrated, but exquisite. But the one thing I can say for certain about these films is they are not escapist entertainment. That's all I got, John. Go, sleep. We'll talk soon.